Isang mapagpalayang araw po sa ating lahat at magandang araw po sa ating lahat. So sa pagkakataong ito ay atin na namang simulan ang isang napakaganda at makabaluhang talakayan tungkol sa science, technology, and society. At ang ating tatalakayin ay ang paksang magandang buhay. Okay? So, these are our learning outcomes for today's discussion. So at the end of this lesson, the student should be able to first examine what is meant by good life. Second, identify how humans attempt to attain what is deemed to be good life. And of course, recognize possibilities available to human being to attain the good life. So, kung titignan pa lang natin sa ating learning outcomes, madadirect tayo sa iba't ibang aspeto ng ating buhay. Okay? Particular sa pagtalakay ng ng impact ng siyensya or ang agham ng teknolohiya, and of course, ang impact nito sa ating society. So, ano nga ba? What do you want out of life? Napakabigat na napakabigat na question, ano? Ano nga ba ang gusto mo? Okay? Ano nga ba ang gusto mo sa buhay? Gusto mo ba maging masaya? Gusto mo ba makapunta sa ibang bansa, maging mayaman, maging stable ang buhay, makahanap ng magandang job opportunities? Gusto mo bang manirahan dito sa Pilipinas, sa abroad, or sa outer space? So, the big question here is, what do you want out of life? So, going back sa question natin kanina, ang gusto mo sa buhay mo is magandang buhay, or the commonly termed as the good life, di ba? So, generally, the concept of being good is commonly used interchangeably with the term right. So they are related in meaning but are not synonyms. Take note of that. Because kapag sinabi natin good, means uh, it means that it is something that people generally like or think it is beneficial, and it can vary from person to person. Pwedeng ang good sa akin is hindi good para sa'yo at ang good sa'yo ay hindi good para sa akin. Okay, 'di ba? So kung nakikita mong ang same-sex marriage is good, okay? Yan ang perspective mo sa buhay. Pero kapag sa akin, ang aking perspective is ang same-sex marriage is not good, maybe it varies between person, okay? Kapag right naman, of course, right means something that follows established rules or moral codes, often seen as morally correct things to do. So what are the moral values? What are the rules? Okay? What are the values, the ethics that should be followed in our community? So, ito yung mga right, okay? Ito yung mga kung yung mga tamang pananaw sa buhay. Kung tama ba? Okay? Tama ba na mag-asawa ka ng kapwa mo lalaki? Or tama ba na mag-asawa ka ng kapwa mo babae? Okay? Tama ba na na magparetoke ka ng ilong? Okay? Para maging masaya? Tama ba na mag-cheat ka during exam para lang maka-attain ng mataas na grade na yun yung ikasasaya mo ba sa buhay? Okay. So that is the difference between the good of or right. So the good is about we personally like and find beneficial, while right is about what is considered morally or ethically correct by society as a set of rules. Kasi dito, may mga right tayo dito sa Pilipinas, okay? Nakikita natin na ang right to same-sex marriage dito sa Pilipinas is prohibited. So hindi siya accepted. While sa ibang bansa, it is accepted. Okay? So parang yun yung right nila. Okay? So next, taking the right action means correctly applying norms, premise, proposition, rules, standard, or law. So in an action, okay, you are guided with all of these. This explains that the term right, okay, the term right reasons are being used to justify the principle of its application. So, of course, like for example, uh, yung both lalaki, nag-asawa sila, same-sex marriage. Okay, is it a right? Okay, meron ba silang profound uh, justification na kaya nilang subaybayan yung kanilang tawag nito, kaya ba nilang subaybayan or alagaan yung kanilang aampunin? Okay? It is against the law. So, parang hindi siya right. That's why hindi siya na-accept dito sa Pilipinas. Okay? So, dito naman, being good involves having character and personalities or personal qualities that were justified by reason as having moral growth. So, if you are good, okay, you have that character, okay? You have a you can build relationships, okay, to others. So, generally, parang going back sa ating sa concept ng ating human flourishing, you are able to have or these attributes of the Nicomachean ethics, that you have the character na nandun ka sa average or the mean. Kasi hindi ka pwedeng magkulang or hindi ka pwedeng sumobra. Dapat sakto lang. Okay? So, in the ancient Greece, long before the word science has been coined, the need to understand the world and the reality was bound with the need to understand the self and the good life. So, going back sa ating mga discussion, diba? So, science seeks to understand truth. What is meant by our natural world? So, generally, this statement highlight an important aspect of human intellectual history. So, ibig sabihin yan, long before the formal term science was coined and the scientific method was developed already, humans have that deep-seated curiosity about understanding the world. Okay? What is the reality of the world? So, the self, ano nga ba ang realidad tungkol sa ating sarili? And what constitute a good and meaningful life? So, ano nga ba? Ano nga ba ang purpose ng ating natural world? And how does it affect our personal well-being? So, maaring, maybe, understanding the world, di ba? Understanding the world. Kailan mo kasi iintindihin ang mundo? Kasi humans have sought to make sense of the natural world and the universe around them. And, of course, this pursuit a knowledge that is driven by a desire to comprehend the natural world. Kailangan mo intindihin. Siyempre, sa isang problema, kailangan mo intindihin muna yung problema para mas maintindihan mo kung paano bigyan ng solusyon. So, generally, of course, science is, of course, a tool or an instrument in order for you to understand yourself. It is an integral part of the human existence in the quest to understand oneself. Diba? Napakabigat na question yan. It's generally questions about nature of consciousness, your identity and human condition. Okay? Your condition as human. So how will you able to live the world? Is it mabubuhay ka ba sa lungkot? Mabubuhay ka ba sa saya? Mabubuhay ka ba sa kung ano man ang gusto mong gawin sa buhay mo? So, these inquiries often delve into psychology, metaphysics, and ethics, di ba? And of course, the concept of the good life. So, in the human culture, in developing technologies, di ba? As we already started the timeline of how technology developed as time passed by, we have understood that these technologies are being made in order for us to in order for humans para maging maayos, para maging matulungan sila sa kanilang pang-araw-araw na pamumuhay. Okay? People have contemplated what's already constitute a life worth living because of the technology. Okay? Because of the science, rather. The principles and values also what's already coined in order to lead these to happiness and fulfillment, na yun yung tinatawag nating good life. Okay? So, for Plato, okay, the task of understanding the things in the world runs parallel with the job of truly getting what will make your soul flourish. Sir, ano? Ano yun? Grabe. So, ang ibig lang sabihin yan is what makes you happy. Or what makes your soul to be fulfilled. Okay? Going back to the human flourishing. So, that the task of understanding things in the world runs parallel with the job or into what make your soul flourish. So it is a parallel development between the technology and a parallel development between yourself. That if yourself or if the technology is now developing, you should also develop yourself in a way that you are capable of using this technology that will make your life easier. Okay? Diba? In attempt to understand reality and the external world, man seeks to understand himself too. Of course, kailangan mo munang intindihin ang sarili mo. Okay? Kailangan mo munang intindihin ang sarili mo. Ano nga ba ang gusto mo sa buhay? Gusto mo bang maging mayaman? Gusto mo bang maging educated? Gusto mo bang maging philanthropist? Gusto mo bang makatulong sa ibang tao? Gusto mo bang makagamot ng mga may karamdaman? So, yun yung contemplation na sinasabi ni Plato. And for Aristotle, si Aristotle kasi estudyante ni Plato, he gave the definitive distinction between the theoretical and practical application of science, or science rather. So when we say theoretical sciences, it aims for the truth. So ano nga ba ang totoo sa mundo? Okay? Ano nga ba ang gustong palabasin ng mundo? Okay? Logically, okay, it has something to do with logic, it has something to do with biology, physics, metaphysics, and among others. So, ito yung parang, ito yung mga discipline na nagsasabi tungkol sa kung ano ang meron sa mundo natin. Okay? Now, meron din siyang tinatawag na practical sciences which aims to identify what is good. So, ano nga ba ang good sa pag-discover ng sa pag-branch out or sa pag-develop ng mga ganitong klaseng discipline. Okay? So, it has something to do with ethics and politics already. So, like for example, in biology, we study life. Diba? So, life ang pinag-uusapan. And if we study life, then involved dito ang mga organisms. So, is there a right or a good thing that we must subject organisms in an experiment? Dito na papasok yung ethics. Okay? Sa politics naman, involved dito yung, of course, ibang mga disciplines such as economics. Okay? Economics, environmental science. Okay? Na dito, sa politics, okay, na i-apply sa politics yung mga concept ng siyensya. So, one must find the truth about the good. Okay? One must find the truth about what the good is before one can even try to locate which is good. So, dito na papasok yung tinatawag nating validation sa scientific method natin. Na each truth must be validated. That's why sinabi, 'di ba? Sinabi sa research, that's why dito pumapasok yung research na sa research it's an activity to research things for validation and of course to seek and to find the truth. Okay? So, in previous lesson, there is a misplaced or erroneous idea about human flourishing. So, what is meant about human flourishing? So, it has something to do with attaining the well-being of a person. So, science work against us rather than for us. Totoo ba yan? Na science works against us rather than for us already? Because dito napapasok yung pag-advance ng technology. Ito nga yung mga questions ko sa mga students ko. That going back sa pag-intersect ng human and technology. Do we control technology or technology is controlling us? O, di ba? So, dito napapasok yung science na, di ba, technology is a product of science. So, now from that technology, parang doon na kasi doon parang we are already manipulated by technology. Like for example, yung paggamit natin ng cellphone. Yung paggamit natin ng cellphone na yung 'di ba sa Nicomachean Ethics meron doon friendship. Okay? Sa paggamit natin ng cellphone using this technology, parang hindi nababypass na yung tinatawag nating friendship. Wherein parang may authentic friendship. Na yes, friend kayo sa Facebook, pero in real life, hindi naman talaga kayo friend. 'Di ba? 'Di ba? So, now, again, it is a misplaced or erroneous idea about human flourishing. And in addition to that, it draws a chasm between the search for truth and for the good. A chasm between the search for truth and for the good. So, yes, there is an idea about science. Yes, there is an idea about searching the truth. But of course, at the same time, there is an idea about searching for a good of life. So dito pumapasok yung science and technology. Particularly human flourishing. Na ano nga ba ang gusto mo sa buhay? Okay? So ano nga ba ang gusto mo sa buhay? Is it to find the truth? Okay? Is it to find the truth? To find to understand the nature of our environment? Or just to attain a good life? O, diba? So, we endeavor to go back a little and answer this question. What does it really mean to live a good life? So, what qualifies a good existence? Ang tanong ko sa inyo, nasa estado na ba kayo ng good life? Sa mga students ko now, so nasa estado na ba kayo ng good life? So, meron ba sa buhay, or hanggang ngayon is, you are still searching for that good life. Parang, sige, ibaba natin yung term. Parang happy ba kayo? Kasi kapag ka-happy, it is a right. Kapag happiness kasi, it's a right eh. So, kapag it is right, it is a good. Parang ganon. So, now, happy ba kayo right now sa ginagawa ninyo? My dear students, okay, raise your hand if you're happy. So, yes, alam ko that you guys, hindi pa rin nila malalaman na happy ba sila sa kung ano sila right now. It's because happiness is a process. Okay, I believe, this is my idea that happiness is a process. Because back when you were a child, paglabas pa lamang ng inyong pa lamang sa inyo sa sinapupunan, okay? Nandun na mismo yung happiness na you are craving for something, di ba? You are craving for something, and then if you are craving something, umiiyak ka. Na kapag umiyak ka, bibigyan ka ng pagkain. So, doon na mag-uumpisa ang happiness. Okay? Na kapag nung bata ka, okay? Nag-birthday ka, you celebrate it. Nagkaroon ng happiness. Okay? So, it's parang nung nag-graduate ka ng high school, okay? Nung nagkaroon ka ng award, nung nagkaroon ka ng bago mong cellphone, nung nagkaroon ka ng recognition dahil may na-attain kang achievement, di ba merong happiness doon? So, masasabi kong yes, happiness is a process na hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon ng happiness is parang it's a goal na dapat dapat pagdating ko ng age na ganito, magiging happy na ako, na magiging stable na ako. No, hindi ganun ang buhay. Kasi in every step of your life, may happiness yan. Okay? And happiness is right, and it is a good life for me. Okay? So, generally, going back sa idea ni Aristotle, okay? Aristotle is the first philosopher who approached the problem of the reality from the scientific lens. Okay? So, yes, there are still problems. Okay? So, there are still problems, and it is an ingredient for a paradigm shift na tinatawag natin. So, di ba? Okay, sa paradigm shift, ang kwento kasi ng paradigm shift, parang going out from a comfort zone. So, yes, kapag nasanay ka kasi sa isang circle, di ba? Parang normal na lang ang buhay mo. Okay? So, parang walang ka-challenge yung buhay mo. So, kailangan mo ng problem. For you to develop yourself, kailangan mo ng problema. Okay? Kailangan mo ng problema, ng crisis, ng anomalies. Na ito yung mga anomalies, ito na yung magpapolish sa'yo in a way na mas maiintindihan mo ang mundo. Okay? In a way na mas lalabas ka sa comfort zone mo, na yung pag-take mo ng risk, naka-encounter ka ng anomalies, ng crisis, wherein you will discover something new. Okay? So, going back, Aristotle, he is the first thinker who dabbled into the complex problematization of the end goal of the life, and the end goal of life, happiness. Yes. Okay? Like for example, naglabas ang Apple ng iPhone 13 Pro Max. Okay, balik tayo sa panahon ng iPhone 13. Okay, nung magkaroon ng Apple ng iPhone 13, wala kang pera. Okay, so wala kang pera. So nag-ask ka sa parents mo, pero hindi ka nila binigyan ng pera pambili mo ng iPhone. So yun na yung problema. Yun na yung problema. Tas ang sabi nila, kailangan mo pa daw mag-aral lang mabuti, magkaroon ng magandang grades bago ka nila bigyan ng iPhone 13. Now from that, yun na yung problema mo, yun na yung crisis mo, yun yung struggles mo. So tinake risk mo na yon. Now from that taking of risk, naging successful ka, na-obtain mo yung happiness na yon. And then, yon, na-obtain mo yung achievement na yon, and then nabigyan ka ng iPhone 13 Pro Max. And yon, naging happy ka na. Parang, diba, kapag bagong yung cellphone natin, alagang-alaga tayo. Parang, tayo yung pinakamasayang tao dito sa mundo na parang, alam mo yun, kulang na lang is ikaw yung awardan ng best in happiness in the world. O the most happy. Parang gano'n. Okay, so, parang gano'n. So, now, itong Apple, naglabas ulit ng iPhone 14 Pro Max. So another struggle. Meron na naman tayong problema. Naglalabas na naman ang Apple ng iPhone 14 Pro Max. So ito na naman tayo. Parang syempre, since meron na namang something new, parang magko-contemplate ka, ay parang gusto ko ng bago. Nalulungkot ka na dahil hindi mo gusto or afford yung bago, or hindi mo nakuha yung bago. So yan na naman yung problema. So parang it's a complex problematization of the end goal of life, which is just to attain happiness, di ba? So, ganun ang buhay. Paulit-ulit lang. Merong problema, ma-attain mo yung achievement, may happiness. May problema ulit, ma-attain mo yung masosolve, may solution, may happiness. So, ganyan ang buhay, sabi ni Aristotle. So, how we all aspire for good life. Paano? How do you aspire for good life? Ako kasi, parang, yes, for every step of the way, I am enjoying my life. Kasi, hindi, kapag, like for example, kung uh, hirap na hirap ako sa problema ko, ini-enjoy ko yung problema ko. Kasi, kung wala yung problema na yun, I believe, hindi ako mapapolish na kung ano man ako ngayon. Okay? Kasi, hindi mo, dapat, in every step of your life, ini-enjoy mo yung mga achievement mo sa buhay. Maliit man yan, or malaki. Okay? Parang, parang itinetrato ko yung sarili ko na it is already good because it is already the present time. It is a present commitment to enjoy my life kasi ito na yun eh. Ito na yung nandito. Ito na yung nasa, parang kumbaga ito yung nasa table na ito na yung kakainin ko. Okay. So, kasi kung halimbawa, mag-a-aspire pa tayo ng good life, kailan? Saan? Paano? Okay, mag-a-aspire ka ng good life, siguro magiging good na lang ang buhay ko pagka 35, kapag ka 50 years old na ako, marami na akong pera, limpak-limpak na ang salapi ko. Paano yung age mo from ages 1 to 45 years old? Did you enjoy your life there? Did you really enjoy your life there? Na-attain mo ba yung good life? Saka mo lang ba ma-enjoy ang good life kapag ka nakarating ka na doon sa 50 years old nung meron ka ng pera, nung marami ka ng mga kayamanan, marami ka ng mga hawak na gadgets sa'yo na lahat ng mga magagandang mga devices, ma-enjoy mo pa ba ang good life? Hindi. So, yun yung parang perspective ko sa buhay. So, sana na-gets niyo yung point ko. Okay, let's talk about Plato. So, Plato is Aristotle's teacher and predecessors. Okay? So, he thought of things in this world that are not real and are only copies of the real in the world of forms. So, napakabigat ng statement na to ha. Okay? So, napakabigat. So, parang ang ibig lang sabihin is just Plato believed that the things we see in this physical world are not the true reality. Okay? Instead, he thought that there's another world where perfect and unchanging ideas or forms exist, di ba? That the things we see in the world are likely imperfect copies of this perfect idea. So, for example, a perfect circle exists in this world, and the circles we draw in or see the real life are just imperfect attempts to copy that ideal circle, 'di ba? Katulad ng the paradigm shift. Okay, katulad ng the cycles of life. Okay? Parang it's a circle pero in the real setting, hindi naman talaga cycle na paulit na parang na yes, hindi naman siya it's a circle or cycle pero in the real setting, parang hindi naman talaga siya totoong ganun. Okay? In the reality. So he introduced the world of forms and the world of matter. So consider the human person. So when you try to see yourself in front of the mirror, you normally say and think that you are looking at yourself. That is. So you are a person who slept last night and you are the same person looking at yourself now. So despite the occasional changes like pimple that grows in your nose, you're still the person na nakatingin sa salamin, 'di ba? So, the same is true for the seed that you threw out the garden last month. So, when you picked into the same patch of the land where the seed ingrained itself into, you may be surprised to see the little plant showing itself to you and to the sun. So, ganun yung perspective ni Plato. So, Plato recognized change as a process, okay, and as a phenomenon that happens in the world that, in fact, is a constant. So, siya ang nag-introduce ng change is dynamic, okay? So Plato is also claims that despite the reality of change, things remain and they retain their ultimate whatness. So you remain to be you despite the pimple that you sit to top of your nose. So ikaw pa rin 'yun. Ikaw pa rin kahit nagpabago ka ng ilong, kahit nagpa nagpa nagpa-buttocks enhance ka, okay? Okay? So, ikaw pa din 'yon. Okay? Wala pa rin nangyari, pero ikaw pa rin 'yan. Okay? So, Plato was convinced that reality is full of these seemingly contrasting manifestation of change and permanence. So, this can only explain by postulating two aspects of reality, the world of forms and the world of matter. Okay? So, in the world of matter, things are changing and impermanent. Katulad ng technology natin. Okay? So, each of these technology are perfectly made. But in the near future, it will be imperfect dahil magkakaroon siya ng innovation, magkakaroon ng development. So in the world of forms, the entities are only copies of the ideals and the model. Ito yung mga imaginations natin na gusto nating gawin. Okay? These forms are only real entity. So, and things are read in this world because they participate in what it means to be read in the world of forms. Okay? So, generally, so Plato believed that our world is like a less perfect copy of the world full of ideals, di ba? Napakarami nating mga imaginations, naparami nating mga plano sa buhay, pero in the real settings, hindi natin nagagawa. So, because of this unchanging concept. So, things in our world exist because they are connected to these perfect ideas. Okay? So, take note that Aristotle embarked on the different approach in figuring out reality. So Aristotle, for this part, disagreed with his teacher's position and forwarded to the idea that there is no reality over and above what the sense can perceive. Diba? So, kaya sabi nga ng mga tao, to see is to believe, diba? Na kapag hindi nila nakita, hindi na nila paniniwalaan. So, this is only by the observation of the external world that can only truly understand what reality is all about. So, change is a process that is inherent in things because change is dynamic. We along with all the entities in this world, start with potentialities and move towards actualities. So, ano nga ba yung napaperceive mo sa buhay? Anong gusto mo sa buhay? Diba? Ano yung maaaring potential things na mangyari mo sa buhay mo? So, ito yung mga potential things, gumagawa ka ng paraan para maging actual siya. Maging reality. Diba? Consider a seed that eventually germinates and grows into plants. So, the seed that turned to become the plant underwent change from the potential plant to its full actuality of plants. So, there is a change. So, kailangan mo ng paradigm shift. Kailangan mong baguhin yung sarili mo for you to adapt to this natural world, for you to identify for you to locate or to find what is truth. O, diba? Kung halimbawa, kung nasanay ka na ang personality mo is to believe that the God is not existing. Okay? So as time passed by, based on your observation, based on the miracles that is happening in this world, at walang scientific ideas na maaaring mag-explain sa mga nangyayari, maaari kang mag-believe. Or these could be potentials that will make you realize the actualities or the realities about the God's existence. Diba? So, Aristotle declares that even human beings are potentialities to aspire for their actuality. Yes, that is true. So we have this perspective in life that we aspire to become. Diba? We aspire to become successful, we aspire for a well-being, we aspire for happiness and good life. So every human being moves according to some end. Yes, the recession, diba? So every action that emanates from a human person is a function of the purpose that the person has. So that is true. That's why for what parang what you think is mag-emanate yon or magma-manifest yon through your actions. Okay? Kung ano yung mga nasa isip mo, yun yung nakikita sa'yo ng ibang tao. Unconscious ka sa minsan sa mga actions mo, hindi mo alam na nagagawa mo yung mga bagay na yun, pero yung ibang tao is nakikita nila yun sa iyo. Okay? So, when Boy asks for a burger from a Filipino burger joint, the actions that he takes is motivated primarily to purpose that he has, inferably to get full of taste of the burger that he only sees on the TV. So, yun nga. Yun yung idea eh. Yung idea na gusto niyang makakain ng nakikita niya sa TV kasi yun yung ideal burger na gusto niyang makain na super laki, super sarap. But pagdating niya sa restaurant at nag-order na siya ng ganong burger, hindi pala yun yung ganong eksena. Iba pala. So may change, di ba? Yun yung sinasabi ni Aristotle. So when girls tries to finish her degree in the university, despite of the initial failure that she may had, she definitely being propelled by higher purpose than just graduating. That is true. So it's not really about really attaining a good grade. Dapat meron kang purpose. Bakit mo ba ginagawa yung bagay na ginagawa mo ngayon? Okay? Is it in response to what is mandated by your parent? Is it a response to, or it is an answer, or is it a solution to your aspiration? No, kung gusto mo maging medical doctor, gusto mo muna mag-nursing, mag-medtech, or maging medical biologist in order for you to become a doctor. So there is a purpose for everything that we do, diba? So every human person, according to Aristotle, aspire for an end. Tama. Aspire for an end. What is that end? What is that end? Ngayon, isang malaking tanong. Is it a happy ending or a lonely ending or a sad ending? So this end is happiness or human flourishing na sinasabi. That we all aspire for something na, di ba, for every goal, di ba? For every goal, for every aims, yun yung mga aims natin, there will always be problems. There will always be steps in order for you to attain that goal. And kung ang goal na yun is happiness, mag-a-under ko pa. For you to attain that happiness, you will be undergoing series of problems, series of crises of anomalies in order for you to attain that happiness. But katulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, katulad ni Aristotle, it is a cycle. Ma-attain mo ang happiness, then problem again, happiness again, problem again, happiness again. O, diba? So, yun nga ba ang gustong iparating ng good life? Yun nga ba yung gustong iparating ng good life? Okay? That is a very big question. So, no individual or young or old, fat or skinny, male or female resist happiness. Tama. We all want we all want happiness. We all want to be happy. Diba? And that is right. We have rights to become happy. So, ayun yung gusto ni Aristotle. So Aristotle claims that happiness is the be all to the end of everything we do. So we may not realize it, but the end goal of everything that we do is happiness. That is true. Because, di ba, kapag gagraduate tayo, makakatapos tayo ng pag-aaral, magiging happy tayo. Kapag naka-obtain tayo ng mataas na grade, magiging happy tayo. Di ba lahat ng goal natin, lahat is for a positive. Sino ba naman ang sa atin ang mag-claim or ang goal niya is mamatay? Ang goal ko is madisgrasya for today's video. Ganon. So, hindi. We all aim to become happy, di ba? Walang tao di sa mundo ang hindi nag-a-attain or nag-aim ng happy. So, I'd like to emphasize this: give without expecting anything in return. Na kapag nagbigay ka, dapat happy ka sa pagbibigay. Na you don't have to expect for anything in return. Kasi, if you do that, if you're helping someone and expecting something in return, you're doing business, not kindness. And when Aristotle claims that we want to be happy, he does not necessarily mean the everyday happiness that we obtain when we win competition or eat our favorite dish in restaurant. What Aristotle actually means in human flourishing is a kind of contentment. I'd like to emphasize contentment in knowing that one is getting the best out of your life. So, yun nga, live the present life today. Diba? Live life to the fullest. Diba? Kung ito yung idea na live life to the fullest, syempre, maging mean ka pa din. Wag ka pa rin magkukulang or magsusobra sa sarili mo. Kasi kapag sobra, syempre, wala ka ng pagkain in the near future kapag gumasto ka ng maraming pera, di ba? So, kaya nga sinabi, di ba? Kaya nga ang term sa present is yung present day natin is present because it's a gift. It's a gift for you to live. Kasi kapag hindi mo e-enjoyin ang buhay, kailan ka pa mag-e-enjoy ng buhay mo? Saka ka lang mag-e-enjoy ng buhay mo kapag may sakit ka na? Kapag ka tumanda ka na? Hindi. Kailangan mong enjoyin yung buhay mo kasi yung buhay na yan, in every step of your life, you have to enjoy it. Okay? Kapag may struggle ka, enjoy it. Thank you, Lord. Kasi binigyan mo ako ng struggle. Kasi kapag hindi mo ako binigyan ng struggle, meaning to say, hindi mo ako pinagkakatiwalaan. Kasi kapag binigyan mo ako ng struggle, you know na makakaya ko to. Because this will polish me to what I should be. Diba? So, the kind of feeling that one has maxed out in his potential world, that he has attained to the crux of his humanity. So, di ba? We just want to be genuinely happy. Nag-aaral tayo kasi gusto natin maging happy ang ating mga magulang. Nag-aaral tayo kasi gusto natin na magkaroon ng pera someday, maging happy, di ba? So, happiness maraming mga perspective ang happiness. It has something to do with self-esteem, friends, health, attitude, social interest, di ba? Maraming mga branches or maraming dapat i-consider kapag happy ka. Okay? So, happiness as the goal of life is our aspiration. Okay? So, greatest happiness principle. So, we have here the greatest happiness principle. So, the greatest happiness principle declared by John Stuart Mill state that an action is right as far as it maximizes the attainment of happiness for the greatest number of people. So, Mill said that individual happiness of each individual should be prioritized and collectively dictates the kind of action that should be endorsed. Diba? So, minsan kasi, kahit happy yung ibang tao, pero yung ginagawa nila is mali, hindi pa rin yun yung tama, diba? Tama ako? Diba? Na kapag yung pinaniniwalaan ng marami is yung kamalian, na doon sila nagiging happy, hindi pa rin tama yon. So, the greatest happiness principle, parang it is in contrast with other principles also. So, consider the pronouncement against mining. So, when action benefits the greatest number of people, the said action is deemed ethical. So, tama, does mining benefit rather than the hurt of majority? Does it offer more benefits rather than disadvantage? And does mining result in more people getting happy rather than sad? So, if the answers is to be said questions are affirmative, so mining is deemed ethical. So, paano kapag kaiba ang perspective ng mga tao dito? So, kapag ang lahat ng mga tao dito is environmentalist. Okay? Na ang environmentalist ayaw nilang masira ang ating environment. So, paano kapag ang mga tao dito is mga zoologists na ayaw nilang masira yung mga ibang or mawala ng tira ng mga ibang organisms? Okay? Paano kapag yung iba dito is mga tawag nito, mga humanist? Okay? 'Di ba? Maraming mga perspective. So dito papasok yung mga dito papasok yung mga school of thoughts natin. Okay? The ethical is meant to lead us a good and happy life. Through the age, man has constantly struggled with the external world in order to reach human flourishing. So, history has given birth to different schools of thoughts, all of which aims for good and happy life. So, dito na papasok yung school of thoughts natin. Okay? Na meron palang mga iba't ibang tao na ganito na kung paano nila i-attain yung life nila. Okay, first, we have the school of thoughts, we have the materialism. So, materialism, mga materialism ay sina Democritus and Leucippus. So, first, materialist atomists and led schools of whose primarily believe that the world is made up of controlled by atomos. Ano ba yung atomos? So, it is invisible unit of the world. Ito yung atom. So, Democritus and his principles believe that the world, including human beings, is made up of matter, and there is no need to posit immaterial entities as source of the purpose. So, ibig sabihin yan, parang ang mga tao dito, we must enjoy the materials of the world. And parang they believe that these materials should be source of your happiness. Okay? And atoms simply comes together randomly to form things in the world, diba? If you combine atoms, you can create matter. Okay? So you can create molecules, diba? If you can create molecules, you can create elements, and from elements, substances, and that could create materials. So only material entities matter. So they only believe that material things matters. So ito yung mga sources of happiness nila. So in terms of human flourishing, matter is what makes us attain happiness. So ikaw ba? Kapag nabigyan ka ng mga material na bagay, nagiging happy ka ba? If you said yes, you are from the materialism. Okay? You are from you have this character of materialism. So when see this at work with most people who are clinging to the material world as primary source of meaning of their existence. So parang they believe na gusto ko ng mga material na bagay na to dahil ito yung mga nagpapasaya sa akin. Kung binigyan ka ng gift, halimbawa, kung gusto mong nabibigyan ng mga material na bagay at yun yung source of happiness mo, edi well, ikaw na. Okay? So next, we also have hedonism. So they are si Epicurus naman ang involved dito. So hedonism see the end goal of life acquiring pleasure. Okay, ito yung pleasure. So kapag meron kang pleasure, ano ba yung mga pleasure kasi? Okay? So pleasure should be pursued and pain should be avoided. So ano nga ba yung mga pleasure? For them, life is about indulging in pleasure because life is limited. So the mantra of this school is eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow's we die. So it parang sila yung mga live life to the fullest. Kainin mo yung gusto mong kainin ngayon. Okay? So, 'di ba? May mga ganun tayong personality na deserve ko to. Gusto kong kumain ng samji all the time. 'Di ba? 'Di ba? Yung stress na tayo sa buhay, deserve kong kumain ng samji. Gusto ko ng milk tea, gusto ko ng Starbucks. 'Di ba? This is school of thought does not buy any notion of afterlife just like materials. So, parang they enjoy their life by simply eating, drinking, and magpakasaya, ganon, 'di ba? Parang ito yung mga tao siguro na panay ang bar, doon sila nag-enjoy na kapag klase na, ganon, or kapag bibigyan sila ng pagkain, ganon, mas gugustuhin na nilang parang gusto nilang sumayas. Ay, kapag bibigyan sila ng pagkain, magiging masaya sila. And i-enjoy nila yon by dancing, singing, and other activity. And of course, we have Stoicism. So the Stoics espouse the idea that to generate happiness, one must learn to distance oneself to apathic. So, kayo ba may na-encounter na kayong mga apathic person? So, meron tayo ditong apatheia, to be indifferent. So, for Stoics, happiness can only attained by careful practice of apathy. Ito yung mga parang walang tawag nito, they are not sensitive to the feeling of others, parang ganon. Mga emphatic na tao. We should in this worldwide adopt a fact that something are not within our control. So parang pinaniniwalaan nila na okay, paki ko, wala akong pakil dyan, wala silang paki sa buhay mo, di ba? So, meron tayong mga emphatic na tao, meron naman tayong aphatic na tao. So, the sooner we realize that the happier can be become. So, parang kapag involved ka sa Stoicism, parang you are apathetic, di ba? You're apathetic na kaya mo mabuhay mag-isa, parang ganun, na wala kang parang hindi mo kinikonsider ang ibang tao as your happiness. Hindi mo kinikonsider ang material na bagay as happiness. Basta, you enjoy your life within yourself. Parang ganun. Okay? So we have also theism. Theism, most people find, parang, of course, sila yung mga nag-enjoy sa presence ni God. Okay? At isa akong theism. Okay, so the Philippines is predominantly Catholic country in witness on how people based on their life and the beliefs of things of spirit about supernaturality called heaven, and the ultimate happiness of theism is communion with God. So if you believe about God, you are a theist. Okay, now meron din naman atheist. Okay, yung mga taong hindi naniniwala sa God's existence or the Creator's existence. So, kapag naman ang humanism espouses the freedoms of man carves in own identity to legislate his own laws. So, they are free from the shackles of God that monitors and controls. For humanists, man is literally the captain of his own ship. So, parang they do not believe about God's existence. So, parang sila mismo ang magde-decide para sa sarili na. So, you are a humanism. Humanism see themselves not merely as stewards of the creation, but as individuals who are in control of themselves and the world outside them. So, if you are atheism, what I mean is yung naniniwala ka sa God, not atheism. So, kung naniniwala ka sa God, you believe that you are a stewards of God's creation. Parang ganun. Diba? You are a steward of God's creation. Pero, if you're a humanism, you control everything. Walang nagko-control sa'yo. You are not stewards. Rather than, you are the captain of this world. You can control everything that you do in this world. And that is the concept of humanism. And this is the spirit of most scientists who thought that the world is place and space that seeks for how and on how we improve the lives of its inhabitants. So parang dito nakaangkla ang siyensya na gusto nilang ang scientists, they are claiming to find truth and what is good for the humanity. Parang ganon. Okay? So, next, we have here the school of thought. We have materialism. Wealth can lead to more satisfying life. So, kapag gusto mong yumaman at yun yung gusto mo sa buhay, maybe isa kang materialist. Okay? Pero kapag gusto mo yung pleasure, yung satisfaction and love, you're a hedonism. And of course, if you are stoicism, your mind determines your perception. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, parang makasarili ka, bahala ka sa buhay mo, you are aphatic, parang ganun. And of course, theism believes in God's existence and humanism creates his own ethics already. So, these are the schools of thoughts. And humanism and science and technology, as a result, is a motivation of the humanist eventually turn technology in order to ease the difficulty of life. So, yun yung goal ng humanism, na parang mabawasan ang kahirapan ng mga tao dahil they created technologies in order for in order to make our life easier. So scientists today, meanwhile, are ready to confront more sophisticated attempts in altering the world for the benefits of the humanity. Di ba? Totoo yan. Yung idea about the line sa Saudi Arabia, di ba? The line city, di ba? Sa Saudi Arabia, they are trying to attempt to alter the community already, di ba? Siyempre, kung nandun na lahat ang mga pangangailangan mo sa Line City, wala ka nang hahanapin pa, di ba? So, parang nandun na mismo yung happiness. And after that, maatin mo yung happiness kapag nasa city. Kaya ano namang mangyayari? Di ba? Yes, marami kang pera. Ang tao kasi, they want something new. Kapag bago kasi sa kanila, they are being excited. They are being happy. So, ito yung parang they are being agitated by these principles and attributes. Na ito yung parang way nila para mag-dwell pa into more attempts in order to find what makes them attain a good life. So, some people now are willing to tamper with time and space in the name of the technology. Tama. Diba? So, pumunta sila sa ibang planeta. Gusto daw nilang manirahan sa Mars. Diba? Imagine that. Pero until now, it's not feasible because of some limitations. Diba? So, social media has been so far very effective of way of employing technology in purging time and space. Tama. Because, kung dati, it takes time to communicate with our parents and loved ones from abroad, now, naka-communicate na natin sila. Long time ago, communications between two people from two continents and planets will all involve months of waiting for mail to arrive, and now communications between two people wherever they are, and not just possible but easy. That is true. Right now, di ba? This discussion about the science, technology, and society, we are having this video conferencing tool as a technology for me to deliver my lecture to you. Diba? So the internet and smartphones made real-time communication possible, not just between two people, but eventually multiple people simultaneously. And this is a very good example. The video chat. Okay? The Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and so on and so forth. So technology allow us to think with our sexuality. Diba? Dito na maaring yes, using the technology, we can actually edit kung ano man yung gusto nating gender ng ating mga anak, di ba? Because of ito yung tinatawag na gene therapy, okay, or gene editing. So, biologically, male individuals can now undergo medical operations if they wish for sexual reassignment. Okay? So, tama. Sexual reassignment is a product of technology na kung dati yung mga part ng mga LGBT community, hindi sila nagpapa-sex exchange dahil walang technology na gumagawa nito. Pero ngayon, kaya mo nang pwede na silang magpapalit ng kanilang reproductive system or reproductive organ. So, breast implants are now available and can be done with relative convenience if anyone wishes to have. So, kung gusto mo na magpaganda, okay, kung gusto mo magpaganda, yung mga pader dyan, shout out sa inyo, okay, meron tayong breast implant. This is a product of technology and humanism, diba? Bakit naman kasi, sir? Bakit naman kasi, di ba lahat ng tao nagpapaganda? Because of the society, because of the standards of the society na na-build pa before, because of the standard of beauty na kailangan parang ma-attain ng tao dito sa society. So kapag pango ka,
Sir, pasensya na. Pango ako eh. So, pwede kang magpa-nose lift. Pwede kang magpa-rhinoplasty. Okay? Pero, yun ba yung mga bagay na nagpapasaya sa'yo? Maaring oo or maaring hindi. Okay? So, hormones may always be injected in order to alter the sexual chemicals in the body. Yes, that is true. So, kung gusto mong, yung mga lalaki, kung gusto mong magpalaki ng mga muscles, di ba? Kung kulang ang testosterone level sa kanilang katawan, meron po tayong synthetic testosterone na pwedeng inject para kapag mag-workout kayo, makikita ang inyong mga muscles, di ba? Yung mga biceps ninyo, yung mga abs. Okay, kapag mga babae naman, or yung mga part ng LGBT na kapag gusto nilang maging tunay na babae, para yun yung source of happiness nila, merong mga hormones yung na ini-inject. And take note that whether or not we agree with these technological advancements, these are all undertaken in the hopes of attaining the good life. So the balance between the good life, ethics, technology has to be attained. So there must always be a balance. Hindi kasi pwedeng sumusobra. Hindi pwedeng nagkukulang. Okay? So that ends the lecture, and I'd like to share to you this quote by Dalai Lama. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. So happy birthday sa inyong lahat. Okay? 'Di ba? Kapag that's why for every year we celebrate birthday, kaya nandun yung happy kasi you must be happy in every step of your way. So that's the end of our lecture, and God bless to you everyone.